2 words. True skill. The game of chess that we play today emerged around the end of the 15th century in Europe, and it was based off or inspired by another version of chess, an earlier version from India named Chaturanga. I think that's how you say it. I don't know how to pronounce it. When I typed it into the Google Translate, that's what I heard. So we'll go with that. That game dates back to roughly the 2000 or 3000 BC. It goes back a while. So the origins of chess itself, or its ancestor itself, is such a old and historical thing. The game itself has so much history behind it, and it's been played for so many years by so many different people, whether they be average people or notorious people. It doesn't matter, this game is super popular. I'm going to assume that most people are aware of the rules of chess, but if you're not, just keep in mind that each piece has its own purpose. Each piece has its own sort of movement that it can do, that other pieces can sometimes do the same thing or better, or they just can't do the same thing at all and they have a different way of moving. For example, knights move in an L shape, rooks can look directly down a lane and go left, right, up and down. Queen can go as far down the lane as she wants and in any direction, and the king can go in any direction but can only move one square, just as an example. So why do I say true skill when it comes to chess? It's because of one thing. It's the fact that there's no luck involved in the game. If you put two people together in a game of chess, and let's say you completely forget about external factors, so things that may be around the people playing on the chessboard or playing online, then in that game, there is nothing that can change and alter the game that doesn't come from the decisions that are made from the players that are playing that game. You move a pawn forward twice and you make a mistake doing so. Let's say you hang that piece. There was no luck involved in that. You had time to check to see whether or not that piece would be hung, or whether that move was the right move or there was a better move. There's no luck involved in chess, and this is beautiful to me. Chess at its core, at least. Maybe there's different variations of chess you can play that might alter the outcome of games that are out of your control. I don't really know any because I don't play any different versions. But chess at its core, I really love because of the fact that you can win if you're better. And there's no arguing that. Even if you factor in like time as well. If you can get better at playing chess with a time limit and under pressure, eventually you will be better than other players that play the same kind of variation of chess. You both have the same limitations. The only thing holding you back from winning is whether or not you're better than the other player. It's true skill. Another thing that fascinates me so much about this game is the fact that it is as old as I told you it is. It's the fact that we can go back centuries and see games that were played from those times and learn from those games. It's the fact that we're playing a game that was played so very long ago, and that game is still relevant to this day. And I feel like with that, we're kind of linked with that time and place where they were playing chess back in those days. It feels like we're all connected. Although they've passed, in some way we're connected, and we can learn from their experiences and learn from all their games. Going back to the skill thing though, team-based games like League of Legends, Valorant, you name it, Counter-Strike, while there's no doubt that if you can get really good at those games, you can excel in those games and you will rank up in those games. That's why you have elo boosters. There's no arguments about that. But naturally, as it is a team game, there's a lot of luck involved. You might be able to minimize the bad luck that you have with like bad teammates, for example, in your game, but there's always just that factor that someone could screw you over. And in chess, you don't have that, and that's why I love the game so much. It's not to hate on those games. I played League of Legends for like 10 years and I really enjoyed the game, but I came to a point where I just got fed up with teammates that were, ruining the game for me. That's why I like chess. It's refreshing to be able to play a game and know that if I mess up, there is room for improvement, as there is in other games, except in these games, I know that if I can fix those problems, I will truly be skilled at the game. My elo will be truly representative of my ability to play the game.